This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Hey, good to have you on board. Thanks for watching on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Coming up in this hour, 15 minutes from right now, we'll get into today's Major League Baseball card. Bottom of the hour, Jonathan Davis from here at VSiN, our senior betting analyst in the NHL. He's going to give out his best bets for the game that we have coming up tonight. Pauly and more here on the NBA Finals. You're going to hear from Brian Windhorst, see if you agree with what he had to say after Game 1 last night here in a couple of minutes. Let me run some bets by you that I made overall so far last night while the game was being played and see what you think. First of all, I did have the Knicks plus 5.5 going back to when the Spurs beat the Thunder, and that was first posted. I also, when the game was tied at 86, I bet the Knicks last night at plus 130. Around that same time, give or take, I bet the Knicks plus 180 live to win the series. Got down on the Knicks around 10-1 to win in a sweep.
Others did that as well.
And I have laid 34 cents so far and 25 cents for them to win the series. I honestly want to go big on this, and it's been, so far, those two bets have been about 4 units. I want to go about 5 times that. But also I think it's best that I lay a little low here in case the Spurs do win Game 2 and they are a 6-point favorite and they've been awesome bouncing back. And then my plan would be to come back and grab a better number on the Knicks. But the reason why I did bet the 34 cents and then laid it again when I saw 25 out there is because, as you've referenced so far on the show today, you never know with this Knicks team. Could be a total outlier that we're looking at here. And who's to say they don't? If they win Game 2, like that said, the series price, they're going to be a $9 favorite to win the series, whatever that number is going to be.
Right. And the question we posed the last couple of days is this isn't sustainable. But imagine if they close on a 15-game winning streak,
right,
and they win 14 of them by double digits, or if something crazy happens, that could be in play here. So I think you have to forget and rule out everything you know about sports and everything you've witnessed going back. I'll say the Spurs will win and the Spurs will cover on Friday. I would say not so fast, because this could be an all-time great team. And certainly this hasn't been done in the history of basketball with this 12-game stretch and the point differential and the field goal percentage and all of that and how well they played. The pros and cons. Pros, men against boys. Pros, all-time team. $1.30 could be a gift. Down 7 at the half. Only had 3 free throw attempts. Mike Brown, our transition defense was terrible. Brunson was hurt. Brunson was 5 of 15. OG and Bridges only had 3 shots apiece at the half.
Yeah.
Down 14 in the third quarter. Still win the game. All your pros. And it's a great price. And certainly you're going to be kicking yourself if they win tomorrow night too.
Now, the Spurs can certainly go out there and shoot better than what they played like last night.
That's your cons. Right. So talk you off the ledge. I would think Fox would have to improve and can't play like that again. But Fox has had a ton of duds. But the comeback is Harper needs more minutes.
Yeah, what if that's the adjustment there?
That's got to be why did Harper, he was leading your team in scoring through 3 quarters. Why did he only play 3 minutes in the fourth quarter? Johnson will do a better job. Johnson has to be more creative.
Pop is going to have a say in this.
Pop will have a say in this. Secret weapon. And now I get to see how they played me. Are they going to put Towns on me again? Wemby can't settle. Wemby has to be more aggressive. I have to draw more stuff up for Wemby and also get more creative with what I run offensively. And I have to be able to blow by him. That's something else too, and I cannot take 9 threes.
No, cannot.
That's too many
Unacceptable.
threes. Too many threes. The other pros for you. Fatigue's a factor. With San Antonio, they played 4 more games than the Knicks, and the Knicks all is sitting around. We got a great tweet. You retweeted, I think it was Robert. The Knicks Monday night will be their 3rd home game in 33 days.
Yeah, how about that?
So I'm out sweeping everybody and all this time off, and then you're going 6 with the T-Wolves. You're going 7 in a physical series against the Thunder, and we got our feet up hanging out.
I can't believe that when he sent that tweet.
Yeah.
third game at home in 33 days. It seems impossible.
Right. I know.
I can't. Has that ever been done before? I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either. No.
I also
But it's a big deal, and that's why the record's 20-4 all time. If I go sweep and you come off a 7-game series, and
Right.
the other thing is, we'll hear from Brian Windhorst in a second, and some people, I don't want to hear it. They're young. The sport has never been played like this, going back the last few years. Everyone on the floor can shoot. Everyone is dangerous. I have to guard all spots on the floor, and everyone plays fast and up-tempo at a crazy pace. Why are we seeing so many Achilles injuries? Why are there so many calf injuries? The game hasn't been played like this. Going back in the glory days, you want to talk about the 80s, 90s, 70s, whatever. It's a frenetic pace. Everyone can shoot. I have to be able to guard everyone out there and close fast in a hurry. And meanwhile, after every miss, even on makes, you saw it. Even on makes, they're pushing the ball. And how the Knicks did that so many times against the Cavs, scoring off made baskets. Push it.
It must be stated that along with the Knicks' running success here that they've had now for 12 straight games that has been sustainable somehow, unlike anything we've ever seen in history, it is quite literally the best 12-game stretch ever in terms of point spread, in terms of margin of victory.
Yes.
They beat the 2024 Celtics, and it's really not even that close. And that was when it was 11 games, so it keeps getting better. Shamet played really well again last night. So, their bench has... And is there a spot for Alvarado here in the series? Which I didn't really anticipate before it started, but maybe there's something... Because he was looking damn good in his short usage last night that they allowed him to be on the court there. A guest that we had on last week, Raheem Palmer, who has been betting the NBA for a long, long time. He said that, first of all, to go back, his number on the Thunder against the Spurs was way shorter than the market, so he liked the Spurs. And he was tweeting out before the game last night and before the series started that this could be the Knicks, and it could be the Knicks in a quick series. And his tweet from June 1st said, "I'm willing to look foolish, but I think people will be surprised by how easily the Knicks will beat the Spurs. I'm going Knicks in 5. I'm on an island here, but I think the Knicks are severely underrated and the clear better team. Unlike the Thunder, the Knicks can win the Wemby minutes, so the Spurs' margin for error is much lower than it was against OKC." And that would be, again, he's not playing Chet in this series, man. He got bullied last night. That really, opened my eyes to how this series could go.
And it's not like they came out of nowhere either. It's not like they missed the playoffs or they pulled a Detroit. I mean, they went to the conference finals last year.
Yeah.
So I love this, too. Since they lost back-to-back one-point games to Atlanta, they won by 16, 29, 51, 39, 6, 14, 30, 11, 16, 13, 37, and 10. Still, they could be underrated. It's still because you reached out to an odds maker and said he would make the Game 3 line 1.5. You have to put that up just because of the atmosphere and environment.
I tell you what.
You're walking into a buzzsaw, those 2 games in the Garden.
Well, I'm kind of hoping the Spurs do win Game 2, and I hope they cover, and I hope the Knicks will then go to a nice plus price to win the series, and they open up 1.5. You're telling me you're not going to bet the Knicks minus 1.5 if that's number in Game 3? It's an autoplay for me.
That's crazy. I know. Based on the lift they're going to get. And it just, the fans are so rabid and crazy as well and hungry for a championship. Brian Windhorst, last night after what he saw out of Wembanyama in Game 1.
He might deny it, but I felt Victor Wembanyama was low on energy from the first quarter. Now, I know the game started out frenetic. I know when the stakes are high, you sometimes see players need their second wind. I saw Victor bending over and grabbing his shorts midway through the first quarter, and I didn't think he was able to maintain a good energy flow for most of the game. Now, he did summon it a little in the fourth, and it was almost enough. I thought I was coming here saying I didn't think he had enough energy, and he pulled it together in the end because he was almost their hero. But when you can tell, Scott, is not the plays that he makes, it's the plays that he doesn't make. When he's not able to close across the lane, when he's not jumping and contesting shots. And I think Brunson smelled it. Brunson's never going to say that, but I think Brunson smelled it down the stretch that he was moving quicker than Victor. And that's going to be something to monitor. In the last series, I felt it went up and down. So he could just as easily come out Friday and have that more of a burst. But this is something that I think is going to be a story in this series. What is Victor's energy level?
I agree.
He lost the opening tip.
No kidding. He made good points. Settled, didn't attack.
Yes.
Couldn't blow by Towns. And also the lack of rebounds, which it looked at the end he was just going to try to will him to a win with how he took over. But here's some of his games against OKC with the rebounds. 7, 6, 8, 4. So when we remember 24 boards in game 1 to start the Western Conference Finals, and then he followed that up with 17. He should have more than 4, 8, 6 to 10, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, what was his final number last night?
It's 12, but he rallied late. And suddenly that bet's a sweat now, too, because after the start Towns and Hart had, the comeback also could be, watch tomorrow, watch the whistle. You wouldn't be surprised if Towns is in foul trouble and he is aggressive.
Yeah,
That's a big task covering him. That could switch too, and that could flip, because we've seen this many times with Towns, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, so that's the ultimate dream scenario for me.
I would say that's the best game he's ever played, too.
Who?
Towns.
Oh, Towns was great.
I know. He's unbelievable.
So good.
Yeah.
I want the Spurs to win, and I want them to be leading by like 10 the entire time. Because that's when it's, okay, all hands on deck, no more fooling around. It's time to get down to business here with the Knicks. Game 3, much more on the series price. Do you think the Spurs are going to go to New York and take both games? That's very unlikely, Pauly.
Like in the heyday, Patriots at home with Brady, Seattle at home, Legion of Boom. But what's that crowd worth? What's that atmosphere worth? It's crazy.
The Saints after Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
You're going to hear from Windhorst again coming up. What does he expect from the Spurs in Game 2 and today's Major League Baseball card next year on VSiN?
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Best bets for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final coming up with Jonathan Davis in 15 minutes. Also, the great Eddie Olczyk on the program in an hour and 15 minutes. What he thinks is going to happen tonight. And also, look, the guy has absolutely crushed the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown in horse racing. Nailed the Derby. Hit everything out of the park with the Preakness. We'll find out what he likes in the Belmont coming up at that time. So before we get into baseball, Pauly, most books now at about 5.5 for the Spurs in the game, total 214.5. Again, I couldn't believe it last night. The first number that I saw was 3.5. I don't even remember how long it lasted, but it wasn't there for very long before it shot up. And so now toggling between 5.5 or 6 in the game. The 6 is tempting. I can't lie.
It has to be. No doubt. Like, it's the same thing with Game 1. Wait a second. I've won 11 in a row, and I'm this big of an underdog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm this historic stretch, blasting through everyone. So can't criticize the competition anymore either. All they do is win. And for them not to play well and Brunson to get hurt twice, and boy, that did not look good.
It did not.
I'm thinking, oh, boy, in play, get out of here. I know you said get on McBride props. I mean, that did not look good. And it's like this series could be over with before it started. But he's a warrior. And how he closed, even though he didn't have his shot, and he battled, wasn't efficient, had the 30 points, but on 31 attempts. You ever see a guy after a game like that, when you win, go after the official like that?
No.
That was bizarre.
I know it was.
Wasn't happy with Foster, but also wasn't happy with those fans in the front row either.
Well, that was just, come on, man. They did not have control of the fans at all last night. So what is that going to look like in the Garden?
That's true.
Could get worse than that, I think.
I just think you're up against it, and it just comes down to math and numbers. I think no matter the sport, if a fan wants to get on the field, on the court, he's going to be able to do so. Yeah. Just because you just don't have enough security. A guy can just take off and make a beeline for it like the guy did last night.
So the Spurs have been basically automatic after a loss in the playoffs, going all the way back in the regular season to January. especially like this is also a good thing too. Not only the Spurs, but when a favorite loses game one and they come back and they're favored in game two in the first quarter, numbers have been great so far in the playoffs and with the Spurs as well. What does Brian Windhorst expect from San Antonio in game two? Here was his answer.
I would say in any final series, when you go down 0-1, you're going to have to win game two. And I'm going to be honest with you, we're going to focus on game two, especially later today. But as I was walking out of the arena last night, and the Knicks fans didn't want to leave, they had to kick him out of the joint. They all wanted to stay. My mind started thinking about Monday night. Because Monday night at the Garden is setting up to be wild and super high stakes. The Spurs do not want to walk into that environment facing a dire situation. So I expect them to review this film very thoroughly. I don't think the adjustments that they're going to have to make are going to be sweeping, but they are definitely going to feel some pressure. And I will say this, the Spurs have felt pressure several times in this postseason. They've faced elimination several times in this postseason, and they have always responded. So the Knicks and I should expect a strong response from the Spurs tomorrow night.
Should get one.
Yeah, but I like Barkley said to Towns after the game, don't you be content to get the split. Get greedy. And they have not done that the whole postseason.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yep.
They went in, they won game 3 in Philly, not content, finished the job, sweep. Same thing Cleveland, right? And then let's not go 7 at home. Let's take care of Atlanta. Okay, it's 60-19 in the second quarter.
Sure.
So they should be greedy, and they should feel like they can win every game.
As for today's Major League Baseball card, the Atlanta Braves got the job done again yesterday. Great job as they had awesome numbers against Patrick Corbin. Today, Sale is going for the Braves. They're at home, laying a number against the Blue Jays. Now, Sale against this Blue Jays roster, it's a small sample size, 56 plate appearances. The K rate's around 30%, 229 batting average against, and weighted on base is right around 308. Sale at home this year, they're laying 255. It's $1.20 on the run line.
Yeah.
5 starts, a 0.6 ERA, 10 Ks per 9. Last year at home, only made 9 starts, 2.87 ERA, 12 Ks per 9. In 2024 at home with the Braves, 14 starts, he was 10-0 with a 2.28 ERA and 11 Ks per 9. Much like Zach Wheeler going today, at home day game, that's always been a thing for the Phillies. And he was really good again today. Sale at home, 3 years running now, as pretty much as good as it gets.
Yep, I like the run line. Those are great numbers, and I trust the Braves. I co-sign on that as well, and I think that's a way to attack it. And the other thing with what happened with Skeens, not that he was bad, but now he's out to 8-1, 750 for Cy Young. You're telling me Ohtani's worst start of the year is 6 innings?
Like
2 hits? 2 hits, 9 strikeouts?
Yes.
That's his worst start?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
And he's the third choice. This is lunacy. He's got to be the favorite.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Why? Sanchez gave up a run the other night. They got to him.
For the first time in 6 weeks.
Yeah, but this guy's worst start is 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 hits. That's his worst.
I know. I can't. Please tell me that all 4 or 5 of these guys at the top of the odds board for the NL Cy Young stay healthy the entire year. It just turned June, and it's already one of the best races we've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, I can't disagree with Ohtani, yet we could have somebody else tell me Sanchez, and I'd be like, okay, I get it. And another person could say, guys, Mizorowski, yeah, I understand. Like, the voting on this is going to be, that's honestly one thing I would not want to vote on at this point. But you're telling me that you would vote Ohtani right now?
Yes.
I'll expand on that in about an hour. I think I'm going to blow your mind in about an hour on the NL Cy Young.
I think he also should be the favorite because I think the voters would lean that way too. Based on that, they would. That's a great story if he's able to do it.
Now you're really hitting on something, I think.
Yes. Handicapping the voter.
Yep. Like if the season ended today.
People want to believe, and they're right, but people want to believe and have to say it as a fact that we're watching the best baseball player ever. Mm-hmm. And if he's able to win Cy Young with all these MVPs, that's just the cherry on the sundae.
Yeah, and maybe the voters actually, being human beings, right?
I can determine history.
Sure. And they could also tell themselves like this might be his career year pitching, and he may not ever deserve the Cy Young ever again. But if it comes down to it and it's close between three guys and I can give it to Ohtani and he's going to get my vote. Maybe that would play into it. The Royals are playing at the Twins tonight. Lugo's going. Mike Palm's guy.
Prince night, honoring Prince.
Are they?
Yep.
What are they doing? Prince bobblehead or?
Let me get it. Then what are they calling it?
Playing basketball with Prince after the game's over
pancakes?
with? Yeah.
Pancakes for every... Let's go crazy. It's Prince night. Special theme. You get a Prince Twins varsity jacket when you show up as well. And I'm sure the
purple drink too?
There you go. Excellent. All right, good.
Well, Twins got to do whatever they can to get fans in the stands.
No kidding.
Lugo against the Twins roster. It's been okay. A small sample size again, but 72 plate appearances, a 294 average, and an 18% K rate. He's laying $1.15 here. I reached out to Palm about his outs prop again tonight at 17.5. Over is about $1.40. He's gone over that number in 9 of his 12 starts in 3 straight. I will point out it's a very small sample size at Target Field. 5 appearances. The ERA is 7.29 in this park with a whip of 1.81.
The bad news is they sent down Woods Richardson. So they're going with an opener, and that's too bad because, again, he was 0-7 with an ERA of 8 this season.
He's the anti-Cy Young.
We're going to miss him. Yes.
A's are at the Cubs.
Yeah, here we go, right?
Big.
Got to play the A's.
You have to.
Yes. So the Cubs won 15 in a row at home. Now they've lost 8 in a row at home. They've been outscored 41-17. Council doesn't know what buttons to push. Nothing's working.
People want him fired.
That's right, and they're losing every way possible. So I would look at the manager that you can win 15 in a row at home, and how can, in a span of a couple months, can you win 10 in a row and lose 10 in a row? I would point the finger at him. And now they're only 2 games over 500. And Ginn has been very good for the A's.
Yeah, and he's been even better on the road. 6 starts, a 2.08 ERA, 0.8 for whip, 8.4 whip, and 9.3 Ks per 9. Jote, I'll expand on this coming up as well. Not exactly great at home, and he has been blistered in his last 2 starts at Wrigley Field. I will say that quickly, Dodgers D-backs, it's not Ryan, it's Ryan. Nelson going for the Diamondbacks tonight. Pretty decent sample. Good numbers against the Dodgers. Of all guys, Ryan Nelson, decent numbers against LA.
All right. Well, no Ohtani, so that helps them out, but Dodgers have owned them, and they're 7-1 against them in the last 8 as well. This is great from Splash Sports. $1 million guaranteed in a high-stakes Survivor contest. World Cup, let's go. 1,000 to enter, $1 million on the line. You can only use a team once. Pick wisely from the group stage all the way through the knockout rounds. New players use code VSiN. You get a 50% deposit match up to $100, a free quick picks entry, up to $20, 100% quick picks payout boost. Entries close June 11th. Splashsports.com/VSiN. Code VSiN. Take down the $1 million. Splashsports.com/VSiN. Got to be 21.
Jonathan Davis next, senior NHL betting analyst here at VSiN. He'll explain his plethora of bets in Game 2, especially why he likes a couple of bets priced higher than 3-1. Coming up next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Game 2 tonight, Stanley Cup Final. Golden Knights up 1-0 on the road against Carolina. Home favorites who lose Game 1, then are favorites in Game 2 since 2008, 70 and 45 straight up. That is 61%. And some great numbers here from Jonathan Davis today on the website, vsin.com, and he's going to join us here in a second. The Canes have not lost consecutive games since January. They're currently riding a 48-game streak of not losing 2 in a row. The Golden Knights have now won 7 straight with their last loss back on May 10th, Game 4 against Anaheim. And Jonathan Davis here joins us on the Progressive Guest Line. Great job today, as always, on the website, Jonathan. We appreciate the time, as always. Overall, what do you make of that first trend I talked about with Carolina now bumped up? They're $1.50 here, the way it looks at Circa, to win the game tonight.
I mean, look, if you like Carolina, then I would go this, maybe this way, where you take both teams to score 2 goals. And then if you can get maybe Carolina on an alt puck line or Carolina just money line, maybe that's the way to go. Because I think that both teams are going to score 2. And I think, if you play Carolina money line, then you're going to get a better price.
Any opinion on the total at 6? Most of us were all over the under in game 1, and that was gone after 25 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm killing myself. I don't have the stones to bet under because I think we could easily get 4-2. And like I said, I like both teams to score 2. And I'm kicking myself because, I think I talked about it on one of the other shows about over 31.5 goals for the series at minus 130 was one that I was toying with and never jumped on.
Okay, how do you feel? Remember, the last time you were in studio, we talked about the bet you made. I think it was right after they beat Ottawa. Over 3.5 losses for Carolina, heavily juiced to the over. And we thought they were going to face Colorado. But you get the gift, they blow game 1. I mean, that's an incredible bet you made that was hard to find.
Well, Broken Watch works twice a day, and I, hopefully I'll be able to cash this one. But yeah, no, I like it. I absolutely like it. So I need just 2 more. And look, this is I just think Vegas matches up really well against Carolina, and they take away a lot of what Carolina does. And 2 of the things that I saw in game number 1 is that Carolina, who was so aggressive on the penalty kill against Montreal, Philly, and Ottawa, was not against Vegas. They totally respected them. And they couldn't press Vegas when they were 5-on-5. Like, they had no offensive zone time of any significance in game 1. So I just think Vegas can counter a lot of what Carolina does.
If it's high scoring again, what's the price on both teams to score 3 and both teams to score 4? Do you have it?
Ooh. I know both teams to score 4 was 8-1. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, wait a minute. I think both teams to score 3 was plus 220.
Okay, I really want to do this. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's going to go as well as I'm thinking in my head. I want the 2 of you right now to hash this out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Because I know one of you, you're pro Frederik Andersen. The other person here is anti Freddie Andersen. Jonathan, that would be you. You think that he can allow some soft ones, and you have no trust in this guy, do you?
I don't. I mean, there was not one big save that I felt he made in game number 1. I mean, they scored 4 goals that were below the hash marks. No fault on Andersen on the first goal that went in off the Carolina forward in front of the net. Can't blame him for that. But you need to come up with a save. Maybe you take away the Howden goal that was the deflection. But I just didn't see anything. I mean, his high danger numbers, he was, I think, 4th coming into the playoff or coming into the final. Carter Hart, I look at, I thought he, not great. He doesn't have to be great because Vegas can outscore the mistakes. Big save he made on Seth Jarvis late in the game to keep Vegas ahead. So, no, I'm not buying Andersen if it's high scoring. Low scoring game, they got a good shot.
Okay, number 1, the stat you have about Andersen against Vegas is irrelevant. That he struggled against them. He also had a poor regular season. But the fact that some people do this, like if Gretzky comes down on 2 breakaways and scores, are we going to pull him? Is it the goalie's fault? You can't fault him for the deflection either. That was a double deflection.
I didn't.
There was a 1 soft goal, I know. But what does this guy have to do to get your respect here? I mean, this guy has been incredible what he's done for Carolina. And I also think we'll see, reminiscent of the last series, that they will step their game up and fix their errors and make the adjustments after they were humiliated in game 1 against Montreal as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's irrelevant when you give up 3 goals or more to the same team 7 times, and you've got to face them at least 3 more times. So I'm not with you on that one. Look, I still think that Freddie was able to order an espresso for a good part of the first 3 rounds, at least the last 2 rounds. And so I don't think he had a lot of hard work to do, guys. He's got to come up with some big saves. I just don't think he's done it. But he's got a really good team in front of him, and if they can limit the high danger chances, they have a shot. I just think that Vegas is better built than any of the teams that they've faced coming into the final.
Who's the better team overall, you think?
Well, I mean, I get it's hard. I'll say Vegas, but look, Carolina can't take away what they did in the regular season. They have got 4 lines. They all do the same thing. Like, it's a system that Rod Brindamore has lived and died with. But their best players, and Pauly, you talked about it earlier in the show. Aho and Svechnikov have 7 goals in the series. 3 are into an empty net. 2 are on the power play.
Badly, yes.
That can't continue.
Yep. The top line's been bad, no doubt about it. They have to do a better job as well. I love your stats, though, too, going back that they don't lose back-to-back games. Why can't the best team win this sport? Why is it so difficult? Why has it been once in 20 years with the President's Trophy jinx and all the other jazz?
I think partly because there's no first-round bye. I think that and I think that, if you were truly to go, 1 through 8, 2 through 7, like I would like them to go to what other sports do. Give the division winners, the top seeds, and then rank everybody accordingly after that. Yeah. And I think then it makes it, at least it gives it it's much fairer for the teams that have the best year. I mean, there is no advantage for finishing first. Jim Nill of the Dallas Stars GM, he talked about it after the playoffs. And I may sound like sour grapes, but he's right. There is no reward for being the best.
Okay, overall, you have a ton of bets today on the website, vsin.com, as you do for all the games. You like to get creative as well. Do you have a best bet for tonight, or do you like them all pretty much the same?
No, I mean, I think, look, the Carolina scoring the first goal of the first period, I mean, that's happened in 6 straight and 10 of 14. First period over for both of these teams is on a nice run. Mm-hmm. And then the other one would be both teams to score 2 and Vegas plus 2.5. That's my way of not having to pick Carolina. And I just don't think that if Carolina wins tonight, that I don't think they win by 3 goals or more. So those are my 3 favorite plays. I know you guys teased earlier, they're Brett Howden at plus 390 to score a goal tonight. Pizza money bet because I think the other plays are stronger. But I'm getting the guy who leads the league in playoff goals at plus 390. That's too good to pass up.
Yeah. What's the other goal prop that you like that's also higher than 3-1?
Thomas Hertl, another Golden Knights player. Goals in 2 of the last 3 games, plus 360. Hertl talked about the fact that his former teammate, Joe Pavelski, had called him up during the playoffs, gave him some sort of pep talk, and credits him for turning things around for him on this great run that he's had.
Okay, walk us through some of the other player props that you have. It might be a point parlay prop that you have, or else like shots on goal, I believe.
Okay, so I got a shots on goal prop, all 4 players for 2 shots on goal. It cashed in game 1. They weren't as generous this time. It was plus 260 in game 1, plus 222 in game 2. But Seth Jarvis of Carolina, William Karlsson of Vegas, Mitch Marner, William Karlsson, Jack Eichel, Pavel Dorofeyev. So it's Karlsson, Eichel, Dorofeyev, and Seth Jarvis, all for 2 shots on goal. Only 4 players had 3 shots on goal in game 1. Mm-hmm. 2's, this one, as I said, it pays like a little over 2-1. I like it there. And then 2 defensemen to parlay for a point. Shea Theodore and Keandre Miller of the Hurricanes, both them to get a point. You can get that at just under 3-1.
We're not going to see it till Tuesday. What do you expect Saturday with a travel day and they're playing game 3 Saturday?
It's going to be challenging. And, thank God that they've got charter flights because connections are really bad out of Raleigh. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This is where maybe, Carolina, who hasn't played a lot, they can take advantage of it. But, it's going to be bedlam at the Fortress. I can't wait. The atmosphere is going to be off the charts.
So we're going to go game 2 Thursday, game 3 Saturday, game 4 Tuesday. Why not play game 3 on Sunday?
I don't think they want to go head to head with the NBA on Sunday.
That's not. It's Monday.
They're off.
They're off.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
That is a weird scheduling dynamic that they have here. I think they did it.
Okay, here's my quick response would be Hockey Night in Canada wants a Saturday night game.
Oh, boy. Okay.
The Garage League.
It really is. All right, pal. Thank you. Best of luck tonight.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Appreciate you.
You can read Jonathan Davis every day, VSiN.com. Join us, Progressive Guestland. A couple of tidbits in college football next. The bowl schedule will throw people for a loop again this year. And Kurt Signetti's scheduling philosophy will make other power programs go down the same path.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More NBA Finals on the way. I think I'm gonna knock Pauly's socks off with some NL Cy Young stuff coming up in about a half an hour. Plus the great Eddie Olczyk on the program at 6:30 Eastern Time. Game 2 tonight and his analysis of what we can expect in the Belmont this weekend at Saratoga. The college football schedule for the bowl games and the playoff was officially announced this week. The first round games at campus sites will be on Friday, December 18th. You get one game there, and then you get the triple header on Saturday, the 19th. Noon Eastern, 3:30, and 7:30. One game's on ABC, the other two are on TNT. And then, because of how the schedule falls this year, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, a quarterfinal game is going to be on Wednesday, December 30th. That's going to be in Glendale at 7:30 Eastern. Then you have New Year's Eve on the 31st. They're not playing games that day.
Yeah.
They're playing 3 playoff games on New Year's Day. Noon, 4, 8 Eastern time on January 1st. What do you think of that?
These layoffs don't make any sense. How we're going till late January, and then the two-week gap between the semis to the title game.
I know it.
Right? And it's the people that were trying to run this or in charge of it, whatever. I mean, it's going to be scary moving forward. Because 24 teams, 16 team playoff, all of it. It's how do you go? We grew up for years and we couldn't determine a champion, and then we would determine it by computers, and now they want to put 24 teams.
I know it. So we have 4 games on New Year's Eve because of how the schedule falls. That's on that Thursday. The 3 playoff games on New Year's Day. Then on January 2nd, we have 3 more bowl games.
Okay.
The Citrus, the First Responder in Dallas, and another one in Memphis. And then what is turning into one of the best weekends of the entire year is a little bit later on.
Super Wild Card Weekend.
Correct.
Yes, right.
You get you're going to get the Orange Bowl on Thursday, January 14th, Hard Rock Stadium. On Friday, you're going to get the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, and that's at 7. You get those 2 games. You get Thursday, Friday, and that's into the playoff games that we have in the NFL. And then this is just bonkers. The national title game out here in Las Vegas is going to be on January 25th. What a schedule.
The year after, too, is also late.
I give up even just trying to what the sport used to be like compared to what it is today. There's no reason to even let it bother you for a second.
Well, I know. Conference realignment, super conferences changed everything.
It did.
And they can't get out of their own way now because of what they did. With 16 and 18 team leagues, it's just... And then it's also, are you going to see the best teams? Just because of that crazy of no one can play how the schedules break, right? With balanced schedules and who plays who and the luck of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
Like how was Miami not in the ACC title game when they almost had the best team in all of college football? Mm-hmm. How dumb that was. But if you're looking at losing out on 4 or 5 team tiebreakers, it's just silly how they've constructed this and how it's going to work out.
Conferences they're going to have to do them like a favor to everybody who works for the league and the teams in the league by realizing that the tiebreakers have to come down to where we're going to actually have the best team in the title game. That's like the number 1 tiebreaker. And that could be probably based on the ratings at that point.
It does appear that conference championship games will be bye-bye.
Yeah.
But that'll be it. We're not going to have those anymore as well.
So Steve Sarkisian was a guest with Greg McElroy this week, talking about overall the scheduling philosophy. And he was talking about, look, how much credit do you get for a loss when you play a really good non-conference team compared to a team that schedules nobody and they go 11-1? He goes, the team that finishes 11-1, he basically said any team that finishes 11-1 in the power leagues will get into the playoff. And that means that they could play anybody that they want and schedule as soft as possible.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you could have a team finish 8-4 and they play everybody and they can't get in. I agree with him on that. There's a problem there. You need to look at who these teams are playing overall in the non-conference. And I would credit a team, like, for example, and all these leagues now are going to have 9 conference games, right? So if you go out and schedule 3 other non-conference games with teams that are from power leagues, specifically if they have high expectations or they're really good, and you lose like 2 of them, a loss would not scare me off the scent. I would rather credit a team for playing everybody than having some team get rewarded for playing nobody. And based on that, Sark talked about possibly copying what Curt Cignetti has done at Indiana.
Curt Cignetti, an amazing job at Indiana. Like what he's done the last 2 years, there's not a guy in our profession that can't say what an unbelievable job. And the way he did it has been somewhat unconventional with the 6-year seniors, the transfers, the veteran group, the way they practice, all those things. But one thing in there, he adjusted their schedule too, right? And so they've got a fresh team. They're playing a lot of players early in the year. They're a happy team. So, we can't everybody want to adopt the Indiana way, but then not adopt all of the Indiana way. And so, but other people now are starting to follow suit. And so to Coach Cignetti's credit, everybody wants to impact our sport in some way, shape, or form in a positive way. He's impacting people because people now are starting to adjust their non-conference schedules because they're seeing the value of another win as opposed to the value of a strength of your schedule.
And so based on that, I think that you need to look at every single schedule that these teams play. Texas Tech would have been a great example this year.
Yeah.
Before the Sorsby stuff.
Yeah.
They play nobody. And when Brad Powers came on this show a month or so ago, and he explained that even without him, they're basically going to be a double-digit favorite in all their games. Well, with him, they're going to be laying like 14 or whatever. That's a team that you want to be on because they're going to run the table and they're going to have a spot in the playoff. I doubt we're going to find any more Indianas around 100-1 leading into a season, though. Pinpointing that team is going to be difficult.
That also goes back to the luck of the draw argument, too, because they don't play BYU or Utah either.
That's right.
How easy the schedule is. And that's what Indiana benefited from 2 years ago with the schedule that they got to play, even though they were excellent this year in the best team. But he can't complain too much, though, either. He keeps talking about, well, we played that game against Ohio State. If we played a cupcake, you had some bad losses. That's what kept you out.
For sure you did.
That's what did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would also like to say here again for the 4,000th time that the super conferences were the worst things imaginable for college sports. And I stand by that. And I planted my flag on that many times, and I'm never going to back down from it. There was no reason for...
Yeah, you can blame the Pac-12
the Pac-12
and what happened
to go bye-bye.
Yes, that too.
Yep, I know that the guy in charge of that completely screwed it up.
Yep.
But I would prefer to go back to having the Pac-12 with all their members. I would prefer to go back to having Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12. This is going to be. I'm going to sound like I'm 94 years old. Don't care. These super conferences stink, and I don't want Oregon to have to go play at Rutgers on a Friday night, and it qualifies for college basketball as well. Or, Virginia Tech to go play at Cal. What are we doing here? It's beyond absurd. And because of that, though, and you take the best teams from the Pac-12 into the Big Ten, and then you take Oklahoma and Texas and put them in the SEC, obviously that means that the conferences are only going to get better. And so you're going to have more losses. I don't know.
But
that spoiled it for me.
But sixth place against third place is a spot play-in to the title game. That's not a draw.
Yeah.
That's we're getting carried away.
I would agree.
What Sark said earlier, though, too, that goes back to what Ryan Day did last year with Ohio State. Remember how they were playing so slow?
Oh, that's right.
We might looking at a 16, 17-game schedule when it's all said and done. Then Miami blew that up, but still, how they were playing based on how he was thinking about we have to be fresh because we're going to be playing until late January.
There were bettors irate with Ryan Day and his game plan against Indiana in the Big Ten title game.
Yeah.
With how slow he was playing that.
Right. We're taking over Circa next Saturday. Come on down. Fingers crossed. Game 5 NBA Finals. Brazil.
Whoa, fingers crossed.
Yeah, you never know now. They're that good. I know. Hope we get a Game 5. 3 World Cup matches. Day baseball. Open bar. All-you-can-eat food. Hang out with us here at Circa. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth. 1 to 5 next Saturday. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth. Come hang out and sweat all the games and enjoy Wemby and the Knicks as well, hopefully.
Can you believe that they had the last World Cup in December? Does it feel like it was 4 years ago in December? How is that possible?
I don't even remember it.
No, I mean, we were doing mornings at the time.
Qatar?
Qatar, yeah.
I forgot all about it.
Argentina won. We had games live in the morning at when we were doing 4 to 7 out here Pacific time.
Yeah.
I can't. That feels like it was a year and a half ago.
This will be interesting to see how they handle it, how it works out, the prices, getting around, how we do, how USA does. Can we even win the group? Significant injuries. It's a scene, man.
It is a scene. We'll react to what happened last night, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, and update the current numbers on the betting board coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.